Hey, I'm Grant, and today we're going to create an AI agent to be a moderator for listings on our fake book marketplace called LibroTrade. So LibroTrade has a big problem, and that problem is that authors send what's called advanced reader copies to their readers to get feedback on the book before it's actually published. But sometimes those readers are bad, and they will list that advanced reader copy on our LibroTrade marketplace before that book has ever been published. We would like to catch that pretty quick and remove it to respect the author's wishes. So let's create an AI agent to do that. Let's go over here on Filter and click New Agent, and let's call it ARC Moderator for moderating unpublished ARCs. Let's create that agent and head straight to instructions. All right, let's give our agent an identity and tell it what we want it to do. So I'm going to tell it that it's a moderator for the LibroTrade marketplace and that its job is to search the marketplace for advanced reader copy listings using the search term ARC and looking through the results to see if any of those listings have not yet been published. That's pretty broad, so let's get more specific. Use the web answers tool to find out what date an ARC is going to be published. If a listing is not an ARC, you can ignore it. I don't want it doing a bunch of searches on non-ARCs. First, discover if there are any listings that are unpublished ARCs. Your source of truth is going to be the web answers tool, not the listing information itself. So we don't care what the listing says. We want to look up online and get that, let that be the source of truth. If the listing is an ARC that has not yet been published, use the browser, go to this URL and remove that listing. Finally, let's wrap it up with one more bit. I'm just going to tell it to be as efficient as possible. Sometimes, these AI agents kind of literally have a mind of their own, so they can sometimes take roundabout paths. I want it to stay focused on the goal, so I'm going to tell it to be as efficient as possible. Let's save these instructions, and then let's give it the capabilities it needs to execute. So let's head over to Tools, and under Provided Tools, I'm going to give it access to the Web Answers tool, which is going to allow it to use Perplexity to get up-to-date information from the web. For this tool specifically, it's going to ask this tool if an ARC has been published yet and get an answer. You don't have to do anything to configure this tool, you just need to add it. Now we're going to head over to Custom Tools, and we're going to give it access to LibroTrade Search. This is a custom tool that we've given it in the Tools section via an API. This is an API endpoint to search the LibroTrade marketplace. Now we want to give it a browser so it can use the web. It doesn't really matter what browser we give it. I'm going to give it Libro Admin. All right, we've given our agent instructions, tools to do its job, and now let's trigger it. I'm going to eventually run this on a schedule, but at first I'm going to run it manually to test it out. And this is what I recommend for all new agents. If it's possible, run these agents manually and test them out prior to shipping them to production. Here we're on the agent's workspace where we can watch it work in real time. And so this is what testing out an agent looks like. Creating it and then running it manually where I can stop it at any point, watch what it does. And what I do is if I see it kind of going off the rails or doing something it's not supposed to do, I'll stop it, go back to instructions, update the instructions, and then try it again. Okay, let's tune into what it's doing. So the first thing it did is it searched the LibroTrade database with its search tool. It found 2 ARCs, and then it used the Web Answers tool to find out if those ARCs were published. It found out that Funny Story by Emily Henry is already published, so that one's fine. But Time Loops and Meet Cutes has not been published. And so it's going to remove that one. And you can see it went to the right place in the web browser. It has used an admin tool to remove that listing. And it's going to most likely wrap up the job. And it's going to have done all of that in under 2 minutes. So this would be an agent that I would consider to be ready for production. And I would schedule it to run every 24 hours. All right. It's gone to the Funny Story ARC page. It's probably double checking to make sure that that this has also been removed, or not been removed, but not published. Let's see what it does. Okay. So even though this listing said not yet published, it took the Web Answers tool to be the source of truth, just like we told it to. So that's great. And now it's done. And it's used the final tool, which has given us an outcome of success and given a summary of what it did. So that whenever I go to this ARC moderator and look at recent events, I can see that the outcome was success. If it was failure, of course, I can filter by that and know the ones that did not do well. So now that I feel good about this, let's run this on a schedule. I am going to run it daily at noon, or daily at 8 a.m. Okay, we're all done. Now we have an AI agent for moderating ARCs in our LibroTrade marketplace, and it's going to run every day at 8 a.m. And I can forget about this task and just check on it occasionally. Thanks for watching this video. Reach out to me if you run a marketplace and are looking for some AI agents to streamline